Tanisha Jaiswal and welcome back to my channel Audible NCERT. Today I'll read Plant Life Cycles and Alternation of Generation along with the summary. So let's get started. Plant life cycles and alternation of generations. In plants, both haploid and diploid cells can divide by mitosis. This ability leads to the formation of different plant bodies, haploid and diploid. The haploid plant body produces gametes by mitosis. This plant body represents a gametophyte. Following fertilization, the zygote also divides by mitosis to produce a diploid sporophytic plant body. Haploid spores are produced by this plant body by meiosis. These in turn divide by mitosis to form a haploid plant body once again. Thus, during the life cycle of any sexually reproducing plant, there is an alternation of generations between gamete producing haploid gametophyte and a spore producing diploid sporophyte. However, different plant groups as well as individuals representing them differ in the following patterns. First, sporophytic generation is represented only by one-celled zygote. There are no free-living sporophytes. Meiosis in the zygote results in the formation of a haploid spores. The haploid spores divide mitotically and forms the gametophyte. The dominant photosynthetic phase in such plant is the free-living gametophyte. These kind of life cycle is termed as haplontic. Many algae such as Volvox, Spirogyra and some species of Chlamydomonas represent this pattern. So this figure represents haplontic life cycle in which sporophytic generation is represented only by one cell zygote. Second, on the other extreme is the type wherein the diploid sporophyte is the dominant photosynthetic independent phase of the plant. The gametophytic phase is represented by the single to few celled haploid gametophyte. This kind of life cycle is termed as diplontic. An alga, Fucus species, represents this pattern. In addition, all seed-bearing plants, that is gymnosperms and angiosperms, follow this pattern with some variations wherein the gametophytic phase is few to multi-celled. Yeah, so this figure represents diplontic life cycle in which the gametophytic phase is represented by the single to few celled haploid gametophyte and the diploid sporophyte is the dominant. This figure represents haplodiplontic life cycle. In bryophytes and pteridophytes, interestingly exhibit an intermediate condition, haplodiplontic. Both phases are multicellular, however, they differ in their dominant phases. A dominant, independent, photosynthetic, thalloid or erect phase is represented by a haploid gametophyte and it alternates with a short-lived multicellular sporophyte totally or partially dependent on the gametophyte for its anchorage and nutrition. All bryophytes represent this pattern. The diploid sporophyte is represented by a dominant, independent, photosynthetic, vascular plant body. It alternates with multicellular, saprophytic or autotrophic, independent but short-lived haploid gametophyte. Such a pattern is also known as haplodiplontic life cycle. All pteridophytes exhibit this pattern. Interestingly, while most alga genera are haplontic, some of them such as Ectocarpus, Polysiphonia, kelps are haplodiplontic, while Fucus and alga is diplontic. Now the chapter is completely finished and let's proceed to the last part of the chapter, that is summary. Plant kingdom includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Algae are chlorophyll-bearing, simple, thyroid, autotrophic, and largely aquatic organisms. Depending on the type of the pigment possessed and the type of the food stored, algae are classified into three classes, namely chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae, and rhodophyceae. Algae usually reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation, asexually by formation of different types of spores, and sexually by formation of gametes, which may show isogamy, anisogamy, or oogamy. Bryophytes are plants which can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. Their plant body is more differentiated than that of algae. It is thallus-like and prostrate or erect and attached to the substratum by rhizoids. They possess root-like, leaf-like, and stem-like structures. The bryophytes are divided into liverworts and mosses. The plant body of liverworts is thyloid and dorsiventral, whereas mosses have upright, slender axes bearing spirally arranged leaves. The main plant body of a bryophyte is gamete producing and is called a gametophyte. It bears the male sex organs called anthrida and female sex organs called archegonia. The male and female gametes produced fuse to form zygote, which produces a multicellular body called a sporophyte. It produces haploid spores. The spores germinate to form gametophytes. In pteridophytes, the main plant body is a sporophyte, which is differentiated into true roots, stems, and leaves. These organs possess well differentiated vascular tissues. The sporophytes bear sporangia, which produce spores. The spores germinate to form gametophytes, which require cool, damp places to grow. The gametophytes bear male and female sex organs called antheridia and archegonia respectively. Water is required for transfer of male gametes to archegonia, where zygote is formed after fertilization. The zygote produces a sporophyte. The gymnosperms are the plants in which ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall. After fertilization, the seeds remain exposed and therefore these plants are also called naked seeded plant. The gymnosperms produce microspores and megaspores, which are produced in microsporangia and megasporangia borne on the sporophylls. The sporophylls, microsporophylls and megasporophylls are arranged spirally on axes to form male and female cones respectively. The pollen grain germinates and pollen tube releases the male gamete into the ovule, where it fuses with the egg cell in archegonia. Following fertilization, the zygote develops into embryo and the ovule into seeds. In angiosperms, the male sex organs stamen and the female sex organ pistil are borne in a flower. Each stamen consists of a filament and an anther. The anther produces pollen grains, male gametophyte after meiosis. The pistil consists of an ovary enclosing one to many ovules. Within the ovule is a female gametophyte or embryo sac which contains the egg cell. The pollen tube enters the embryo sac where two male gametes are discharged. One male gamete fuses with egg cell syngamy and the other fuses with diploid secondary nucleus triple fusion. This phenomena of tube fusion is called double fertilization and is unique to angiosperms. The angiosperms are divided into two classes, the dicotyledons and the monocotyledons. During the life cycle of any sexually reproducing plant, there is alternation of generation between gamete producing haploid gametophyte and spore producing diploid sporophyte. However, different plant groups as well as individuals may show different patterns of life cycles, haplontic, diplontic, or intermediate. So this was all about the plant kingdom chapter. Thanks a lot guys for listening so carefully. Hope you like the video. All the best.